Before we get into this video, I want to say this, and this is to address the issue, and I want to publicly apologize to Greg Street personally because a long time ago, and this involves in the video about Blizzard. Blizzard got accused of some shady stuff that happened to them, and I want to make it clear. It turns out all the accusations were just a nothing burger. They were all lies made up to basically get an HR company to infiltrate into the gaming industry in order to, change the culture within the gaming industry. Hiring and basically hire people based on race, based on their identity, based on like they want to hire people that are basically gay, lesbian, or black or non-binary. They want those people. They want those people hired. But it turns out, they want to force this change upon the gaming industry only to piss off a bunch of people. And already the release of Diablo 4, which some people were kind of disappointed. Some people do like the game. I was disappointed with part 3 because they killed off Deckard Cain. That's how I felt about the whole situation with Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is a fun game, but it just wasn't it just pissed me off with the story mode and how they treated that situation. The fact that they had Lilith, I thought Lilith was going to take over the story, but it turns out, and I want to make this clear, it turns out Lilith in the game was the boss in the game that I had to kill off. And it made no sense, and Euro took over. And it was just a black guy that's an angel. And I can't blame anybody for this, but a lot of people talked about this situation. And the fact that this whole story kind of popped off within hours, and I actually had to realize, oh man, that's sad. These guys were not the employees at Blizzard were basically framed, and people lied about them just to discredit them, especially Kotaku. And I'll admit, I admit wrongdoing too. So I want to address this out there. I admit wrongdoing too, and I want to make it clear this was the wrong thing to do, and even I admit wrongdoing. I That's the thing I'm gonna say. At least I'm wrong. At least I'm apologizing. At least I did the right. I'm trying to do the right thing. Unlike Jason Schreier, who basically is trying to be like, oh no, I didn't do anything wrong. I just reported as it is, and I released a book just so I can get some shackles. Some shackles. And that's the problem. That's what happened. And a lot of people are talking about this situation because right now everyone is upset with Kotaku. Everyone's upset with the situation because they feel lied to by the so-called media, because it turns out it exposes the truth about the gaming industry. The fact that this whole situation was done by an activist group that wanted to change the video game industry, but only end up messing it up a lot more than what they did. Instead of hiring competent people, they hired incompetent idiots that basically are trying to ruin the game industry. And that's the truth of the matter. Like, a lot of people, it's no longer conspiracy, it's true. In order to destroy the gaming industry with their bullshit. That's basically what's going on, and a lot of people are not happy with what they're doing. And this is like a lot of people feel like this is becoming stupid. And yeah, people are upset. And I apologize to Greg Street of all people and everyone else at Blizzard that works there. Yeah, for being accused of this stuff. This is bullshit. and we demand justice for these so-called whores deserve to be arrested and sent to prison for lying. You should sue them, Blizzard. You should, yeah, Bobby, sue those bitches. Sue them to hell. Sue them for lying about your company. Sue them for leaking out information they shouldn't have been leaking out to the public. And they shouldn't be like, yeah, this is becoming a situation where you should sue them, Bobby, for lying. Anyways, I'm out of here. Be sure, I know it's wrong to say, but I have to say it because that's the truth of how we felt about what's going on at Blizzard. So take care. Bye bye.